So anyway, look, we share two passions: music and surfing. You've been surfing a lot longer than I have, but you invited me to go on a trip a few years ago to Latitude Zero up in the Tallow Islands in Indo.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was great fun, and I was, mate, to be honest, I was shitting myself. I didn't sleep very well on the boat because I was nervous because we went, a different wave every day. But the first wave we went to was a left-hander called Greenbush.
Yeah,
which is
a heavy wave.
Very heavy wave. Like a lot of people have been really mangled up on that wave before, and this was my first wave with you guys. We had some pretty good surfers there. Mark Occhilupo, former world champion. Mark Gasnier. Gaz was actually been surfing since he was a kid. He was pretty good too.
Yeah, he's a good surfer, hey?
And Ash and myself. And Ash was probably in that good surfing group, and I wasn't quite in that
really.
surfing group. But a hell of a trip, wasn't it?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, that was super fun. We had fun jamming and
I'll never
and
forget,
you improved so much. I mean, it's when I interviewed you for my book, I got to ask you a few more questions about your athletic background, but it really showed me you'd never really surfed many reef waves before.
Oh, never, no.
So there you were, just adapting. It was so good.
I started when I was early 20s. I started to get into surfing, but I injured my knee playing rugby, so I never really got back into it again. And then when I moved up here in 2005, I started to
That's
to surf.
incredible.
So that I can't remember when that was. It was about 3 years after I'd kind of started to get the hang of surfing. And,
Unbelievable.
It really did. It was pretty terrifying stuff, but amazing to be in the water with Occy.
Oh my God.
Mark Occhilupo, one of the greatest surfers. And I remember kind of when I started to just get a good turn, I'm thinking, I'm ripping, and then Occy would just go, and just to see him from behind when the tip of the board would come up and then just the spray.
I saw him on just, average waves. I saw him on his backhand. He did a turn and he was laying it over so much, like with his, heels in the water. Like we think we're ripping when we're leaning a little bit.
You didn't get him and myself mixed up on this one?
And his bum was almost in the water. He was laying it over so much. I mean, I've never really seen anything quite like that. So that was amazing. I mean, how lucky are we with music? I mean, I've been working it actually a lot with music and surfing and been able to surf with a lot of amazing surfers. And I just, thank my lucky stars when you can be a hobbyist at something, but then you get to surf with such amazing people.
Tell me about your book as well, because we did do an interview on that, but you interviewed some great surfers.
Oh, that was so cool. Yeah, I went over to America and interviewed Kelly Slater and Steph Gilmore actually in one day, and then I got your good self and many other friends who were into surfing and music a lot from this area as well. Good buddy Dave Rastovich was in it as well, and a whole lot of people. Ozzy Wright, who lives here, and Bo Young. I was just really exploring that. A lot of the things that you have in common between surfing and music, there's a lot of similarities, which I won't go into right now, but
No, but a lot of surfers do. They have their passion for music as well, So
it goes both ways. Yeah. And it's funny because like even seeing how Steph Gilmore plays guitar, and she's just really good, real shredder, and it's like, at first I was like, wow, and then I'm like, well, 7 times world champ, she doesn't do things to half do them and muck around and just dabble. And I feel like those people, they don't dabble that much. They throw everything into things. Even Jack Johnson, you look at him, such a good surfer and, killed it in music, and he used to make great surf films, and, it's just like so much he's done for the environment. He just doesn't dabble, and it's interesting. Mellow people, they're not like, these hardcore.
You're talking to guys who are world champions, like Jack Johnson is an amazing musician, world famous musician, very talented people. So, and I was honoured that you asked me to be part of the book too. How did you go becoming an author, coming from music to writing that? Did you always wanted to do that?
Well, my wife Danny always used to tell me, you should write a book one day, and I was like, it'd just be so hard. I just can't be bothered with all the work. But somebody, actually a publishing company, approached me to do something, and I actually have I studied literature, so I can write, but it's a lot of work doing a book.
I can imagine.
And that was a lot of interviews in there too, but it's still, you think you fill up a few pages with the interviews, but there's still a fair bit of sort of analysis. But the good thing is you get to know things, whatever your subject is, a little bit better. And for me, the undercurrent of the whole book wasn't just, when I first had the idea, it was fun in the sun, surfing and music, I'm the party guy, blah, blah, blah.
And you were the party guy.
And I was the party guy, very much so. And that's why I thought, I'm the wrote in there, I'm a lifestyle scientist.
Okay.
And I was.
So a lifestyle scientist means party guy.
In my estimation, I was, we were living in Bali, jamming and surfing and partying. And I thought, I'm uniquely placed here. But then I had a life change during that. So, and it's coincidence, but like pretty much I wrote my first 20,000 words around about the New Year's Eve, I guess 2 years ago. But anyway, that New Year's, I quit drinking forever.
Yeah, well, so I was about to get on this. Because I know you were the party guy, and then, you just went, that's it, cold turkey, I'm stopping.
Yeah, too much for too long. Too many.
It's easy when you're on the road to do that too, because I think getting on stage, you have a few drinks, and the feeling of having a few drinks, and you get a bit chirpy, and it's good fun, isn't it? But then when you're doing that, say 5 nights a week, it can be too much. So, did you feel like you were getting a little bit out of control with that?
Totally. Like my whole problem, I did drink quite regularly, but I wasn't really worried about that. I surfed all the time and everything. It wasn't the regularity; it was just getting smashed all the time.
Anyway, so let's get on to my last song. I just want to say thanks for coming and having a chat.
No worries.
Let's get this last one done. Now, we did this a few years ago. I did this, and we had yourself playing guitar, and Scotty from Living End came and played bass for us.
Yeah, we did it on the TV, right?
We did too. That's right. I totally forgot about that. Just had too many drinks the night before.
Yeah, we did it on the TV. What was that on? The Today Show or something? I don't know. It was one of those shows.
Yeah. Too many shows. I forget. So many interviews and so many gigs that you do. I made a mistake one time. I was in Tasmania, and I played Hobart one night, and I was playing Launceston the night after, and I swear I was in Hobart. And I came out and said, hey Hobart, how are you? You guys are great compared to Launceston last night. I was actually talking to the Launceston crowd. Anyway, good that you're back on track, and good that you're fighting fit. So
thank you.
Let's get into this one.
Fuck it. Go again. It's the first time I played a bad
We'll
note.
keep that.
Yeah.
And I came down from a distant land, stopped at Valentine, saw us pursue rain. To the country around where it's dying down, and people lived in fear of her name. Not in the sorceress we lovers once, the night still shows scars of his pain. He said there's a wild wind that is approaching now, written upon it is your name. You gotta know I'm gonna break your brain. Down you go, like a burning flame. There's a real wild hurricane that's coming now. It's gonna pick you up and spin you like rain. I wanna miss you so I'll cut you down if you ever come back again. The saucers and blazing the world, crystal ball. Southern night riding right in the world. Sending our demons way up into the sky. Towards the night they all came. And I rode on with his sword raised high. One by one he conquered his prey. Led back and caught the eye of his enemies. He said, I want you once you would see this day. You gotta know I'm gonna break your brain. Down you go, spinning like rain. How I miss you so, I'll cut you down. You ever come back again? Break your rail. Down you go. It's like a burning flame. You gotta know. Break your rail. Down you go. It's like a burning flame. Real hurricane is coming out. It's gonna pick you up and spin you like rain. How I miss you so, I'll cut you down. You ever come back again? You ever come back again? You ever come back again? Take it away, Ash.
Nice one. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, brother.